Right, well, let's expand on our conversation about the investor search for a safe haven. As fears over a banking crisis de-escalate, investors are taking a second look at hedges like treasuries and even riskier assets like crypto. Well, with more on this, we have Alexandra Canal joining us at the moment. So, Allie, talk about some of these safe havens.
So, as you were just discussing, those traditional safe haven asset classes are largely considered gold, the dollar, treasury yields, and those are typically areas that investors flock to during uncertain economic times. And certainly after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, there were a lot of concerns over contagion and a full-blown banking crisis. Since that time, however, that sentiment has faded a bit, which is why we've seen a bit of a retreat in gold. Yes, it's up today, but down over the past 5 days, as well as a U.S. dollar. But still, amid these risks in the banking sector, investors have been looking elsewhere. Julie Hyman was out with a great morning brief this morning about how big tech, communication services, IT, they are now havens for investors who want to avoid the uncertainties in financials. There is this expectation that rates will possibly go down. Even Fed Chair Jerome Powell hinted that we could be towards the end of their aggressive rate hiking campaign. That's obviously great news for the tech sector. And if we take a look at some of these tech stocks, just a big run up since the start of the year. We've seen Apple shares up more than 20% year to date, Microsoft up more than 15%, with many analysts on Wall Street saying there's even more room to run as tech becomes this new safety net for investors. But as you alluded to, Rochelle, it's not just tech. We're also seeing a very similar story play out in the crypto space. This tale as old as time when it comes to the banks going down, crypto going up. Bitcoin is up more than 15% over the past month. And about 2 weeks ago, in the immediate aftermath of this bank turbulence, Bitcoin hit a 9-month high. And to me, this is just such an interesting story because it wasn't that long ago that we saw the collapse of FTX and the ripple effect that that had throughout all cryptocurrencies right now. But I do think that as investors continue to digest what's going on in the economy, continue to access all this economic data, and even what's going on with this banking crisis, there's going to be this risk on versus risk off sort of trade in the future. And the definition of what a safe haven actually is going to keep evolving and changing.
I mean, clearly, because at the beginning, crypto was like, no, that can't be a safe haven. Then it was, then it wasn't. A lot to keep up with. Thank you for breaking that down for us. Alexandra Canal there for us.